This is good racing, ladies and gentlemen, here. Workington on the line. The crowd are going bananas again for another Poole 5-1. Well, good evening, race fans, and welcome along to Pirate TV's coverage of tonight's BSN semi-final meeting between Poole and Workington. My name is Rob Dyer. I will commentate for you this evening and guide you through the meeting. It's been a very blustery and overcast day down here at Poole, but no rain, and the track guys have been able to get out and prep the circuit to the very best of their ability. Now, when we look back to Workington's previous visit here to Poole, it was rather a large thumping defeat at 61-29, and there's no doubt that tonight the scores are going to be an awful lot closer than that. Pirates are still missing Vinnie Ford down at number 7, and so they offer a guest booking again to Ben Trigger. Over on the Workington side, injuries of course have hit them hard, with Tate Sischke being out for the season, and also now Klaus Wissing suffering from a hand and shoulder injury. So the Workington side astutely bring in Jason Edwards and Drew Kemp, who have performed very, very well at this Poole Stadium this season as great guest riders. Very strong 1 to 5 from Workington, probably as strong as any team in the league at the moment with those guests in position, and there's no doubt about it, it's going to be a very close run thing tonight. Pirates smarting from last week's home defeat for Oxford, and they went to the pairs at Oxford on Friday night, finished in 4th place. Creditable effort, but of course it was Redcar who ran out with the spoils after a very controversial final heat up there at Cowley. Anyway, on to tonight, and as I say, weather is blustery, a little bit overcast, but no rain forecast, so we should be able to run straight the way through with 15 heats of excellent Cab Direct BSN semi-final racing for you this evening.
Okay, thanks Rob. We are joined by Tom Brennan, man of the moment. He's just come out from Cardiff, as well as everywhere else. You're all over the place at the moment. You must be enjoying your racing at the moment.
Yeah, massively. Things are always better when obviously you're kind of going good, right? You know, Speedway can be so up and down, but as of late things have been going good, and we're kind of back to normality now, which is something that I've been really looking forward to.
I think this is going to become your new normality of what you've been through in the last few days. But just before we touch on tonight's meeting, let's go back to Cardiff. It's the big event of the year. You were part of it, you were there, we were there, wishing you on up in the stand. How did you see it from your point of view?
Yeah, good. I believe I gave it 110%, which is something that, you know, I kind of really was like my main aim going into it, right? As long as I gave absolutely everything into it was kind of my main thing, which I believe I did. There's obviously a big step there, but at the same time it kind of opened my eyes to realise that maybe that step wasn't quite as big as what I thought, which is always good, right? So no, I had like a fantastic time, fantastic experience. We worked really hard for that spot, and I'm kind of glad that I'm stood here now, knowing that we did as much as we can, and yeah, I mean, I feel like we kind of did ourselves proud. So to kind of not get that race win hurt, but at the same time, things, you know, I kind of keep telling myself if I would have got that race win, I would have been happy. But at the end of the day, I know that I would have wanted one more anyway. So happy is the word, and yeah, I mean, back here now. So
it'll come. Well, we are back here now tonight, Workington. Last week, difficult week for the Pirates. Yeah. Can't lie about it. Wasn't expected, and it was a tough night. I'm sure that you guys have grouped together. You've had a chat over the week. You've had a practice. I think some of you had a practice yesterday. So you're really coming into tonight, all of you, with a different mindset. Oh,
100%. There isn't any sort of running around the fact that we kind of got beat last week by obviously the better team, which was a big shock to us. But you know, sometimes a shock is good, right? You know, sometimes we need that bit of an eye opener to go, right, we're not quite there yet. We still need to push hard, and that's definitely what they did to us. We had a practice yesterday, which was fantastic. Me and I think everybody rode apart from me and Ben and Rich. But you know, me and Ben were here trying to give us the best pointers we could, and trying to kind of give everyone a bit of advice. Toby was on a new engine, which is something that's like a big investment for him, and Sammy was trying everything. So everybody's looking good. Everyone's in a different mindset, and hopefully we can kind of regroup and just kind of get back to where we were, because I don't think we have to go into panic mode right now, especially not this early. But towards the business end of the year, we need to try and turn that around.
Now, it's an interesting match tonight. Craig Cook, Troy Batchelor, we know he goes around here, and they've got some other good riders in their team that are going to pack in the places as well. So it's a tough meeting ahead tonight.
Yeah.
And you've got some tough riders to go up against yourself as well. So you yourself, looking at the other team, how do you see it going?
Yeah, good. Really, really good. I think one of those things. I mean, we have to. Sorry about that. Someone's just decided.
It's not a problem.
Decided to just shout across the street.
Good old Colin.
But no, I mean, very, very strong team. Workington are good, especially at home, and now they've brought a very, very strong side across here to Poole. So we all know the challenge in hand, but we all have to remain focused and kind of do our routines. And I think we should come out on top without any issues.
Enjoying being a pirate?
Massively.
First year,
but it feels like I've been here 20. So it's. Absolutely amazing experience for me. It's probably one of the best career moves I think I've actually ever done, just to be a part of this team and a part of this kind of venue, and obviously the management, and obviously Matt and Danny and Midlow and Javi. Everyone does such a fantastic job. So I'm really happy to be part of this, and let's kind of see what happens in the future.
Have a great night. Stay safe. Ride fast.
Thank you, mate.
Okay, we welcome back former pirate Poole Starke, but he's in the away side tonight, Workington. New team for you, Poole.
Yeah.
How's your season been going, mate?
Oh, it's up and down, to be honest, but we're getting back there now. We're in good position. Workington are in a good position, so we need to finish strong. I think we should make the playoffs. So it's always tough to come here. I was here last week, so I think it was you guys got beat, which was the first in 4 years, I think. So hopefully we can capitalise on that and try and make an impact.
You touched on that. Workington, of course, still in a battle to get that 4th place with, I think, Glasgow and a couple of others, but. So you are very much foot on the gas. It's very important you get points.
We could do it. I think as it stands at the moment, as long as we continue good form at home as well and we get the points we need, then we should make it. So it is important for us today. We want to try and put on a good display today as well and keep it as tight as possible. I think this is semi-final.
Yeah, semi-final. BSN.
So we want to try and keep it as close as possible. If not, come away with a win. So we'll see what we can do.
That's right, because being the BSN series semi-final, of course, we got the playoffs of the championship, which is the big one coming as well. But every team needs that silverware in the pocket, and of course, Poole kind of been used to having quite a bit of that at the moment, so everyone's gunning for it.
That's a big shock for the Pirates last week, and so they're going to be shook up. Hopefully we can capitalise on that. It is getting to the end of the year now, and everyone wants to be in a good position. But if we can put on a good performance and a good display, if we do come up against you guys in the final of the league, then you'll sort of be a bit wary of us and a bit apprehensive. So we need to put on a good display.
And of course, yourself, it's not been plain sailing for yourself this year. It's been a bit of a tough year.
Yeah.
However, you switched clubs to Workington. And are things on the up now for yourself?
Yeah, we're getting
better?
now. I've just had so many issues. So many mechanical problems. I've blown about 7 engines up this year, so it's been a tough year. So, but we're getting there now. We've changed things around, and we'll just try and finish strong, and then look to move forward again.
Poole track. Have you had a chance to have a look at it?
Not yet. I will have a look, but I've been here a bit in the past. It's a strong setup you guys have got, but we'll give it a go, and it's always good to come back here.
All right, Poole. We'll stay safe, right fast.
Cheers,
mate.
guys. Thank you.
So, time to have a look at the teams for this evening's BSN semi-final. And there we go, on screen for you right away. Poole Wessex Marine Pirates, as usual, with Richard Lawson taking the #1 race jacket and holding that top of the table averages position at 9.21. Young Sam Hagel, after his Cardiff experiences at the Grand Prix, will ride at #2. Ben Cook in terrific form at the moment in the middle of a purple patch. He's at 3. Brother Zach Cook make up the engine room at #4. Cardiff wildcard Tom Brennan, he picks up the #5 berth. And the reserves tonight, Tobias THOMSEN down in the #6 position. And another guest appearance for the Pirates tonight for Ben Trigger. Team manager tonight in Neil MIDDLEDITCH's absence will be Danny Ford. Over with the Workington GT Tyres Comets. Craig Cook is welcome back into the #1 slot following some paternity absence. Useful guest at #2 to fill in for Tate Ziski is Jason Edwards. Finnish rider Antti VUOLAS comes in to the #3 slot, and Drew Kemp, covering for the absent Klaus Vissing, will ride at #4. Troy Batchelor, the evergreen Aussie in purple patch himself this year, he's at 5. The reserves, Sam McGURK, and at #7, former Pirate, is Poole Starke. For tonight, team manager is Andrew Bain. The meeting sponsors are B4B, and your referee tonight is Dave Waters from Coventry. Well, you join us at the stadium as the bikes are being brought out on track for pre-meeting parade, and with about 3 or 4 minutes ready to go to the official start time. We have a very good crowd building up inside the stadium. It's holiday season, of course, here on the south coast, and plenty of families and youngsters are in the stadium this evening, ready for this semi-final of the BSN trophy. Now, just a quick look down the line there, and on the right, Antti VUOLAS just sitting down, gathering his thoughts, and Drew Kemp in behind him. And down at the far end there was Troy Batchelor. Batchelor's been good form for the Workington Comets this year, and is picking up guest bookings in the Premiership as well for his troubles. So, former Pirate back in 2007, and he's a bit of a Marmite character. You either love him or hate him, but he certainly knows how to put points on the scoreboard. So there we are. That's the Workington area of the pits. Former Pirate there, Paul Starke, in conversation with Ricky Neal, the machine examiner here at Poole. Paul, who's a man of many tracks over his seasons in racing, and moved across from Glasgow fairly recently to bolster the bottom end of the Comet side, and poor old Selina Liebman had to stand down. It's a great shame to have lost a lady out of the championship ranks, but such is the way that the averages work, and the desire of all the clubs to progress in all the competitions, then changes like that do occur. Back in pit area, we're down looking at Richard Lawson's machine, and Martin Satchel there, mechanic, putting the clutch back together. I wonder if that's an emergency measure or something that is just natural. Richard's come to have a look and see what's occurring. The bike, of course, normally out on parade by this time, but doesn't look like it's going to be there any time soon, as Richard and his crew get together, putting the mechanics back together. Great to be able to offer you pit shots like this, which you wouldn't normally see if you'd been in the stands around the track, but the maintenance that goes on, well, it's quite considerable. So just a note there, please, about the copyright of tonight's screen, which is owned by Pirates TV. Any reproduction, sharing, posting or illegal distribution of the content in any form without permission will result in the said account being closed down and blocked from all future Pirates TV broadcasts, along with associated channels. Thanks for helping us with this. It does mean that we can bring you lots and lots of live coverage on match nights here at Poole Stadium uninterrupted, and hopefully we bring the best of racing to you, whether you be away from Poole or visiting or looking in from another track or another part of the country. You're very welcome to join us, and we do hope that you enjoy your coverage this evening. Special mention to Vicky Sachs-Coburg, who is a regular here at the stadium, but unfortunately not too well at the moment. Vicky, we send our best wishes and hope that you're recovered really soon. Ben Cook picks up the Aussie flag. Young Ben, who's signed a new contract this week in Poland at the Leszno club. Leszno, who've dropped down from the Extra League to League 2 in Poland for 2025, but have magnificently been able to keep most of their riders on board, and Josh Pickering is going to go there and join them next season. Whilst in shot, Zach Cook there in the engine room of the team at number 4. Regular and reliable scorer for the Pirates. Part of the brothers, of course, over from Cowra in New South Wales. And to all our friends out in Oz who tune in to these broadcasts, we send our warmest wishes. It's probably about 4 o'clock in the morning out in Oz, but I know a lot of you do get up to watch the exploits of the Aussie riders in the UK, and particularly here at Poole. More work with Richard Lawson, and that clutch looks to be in a bit more raceable condition than it was 2 minutes ago, and spectators looking in the shape of Ben Trigger, number 7, the guest rider for the Pirates tonight. Sam Hagen, number 2, there with his Union Jack flag, which he proudly carried at the Millennium Stadium, Principality Stadium as it is these days in Cardiff, at the weekend in his capacity as the meeting reserve along with Leon Flint at the British Grand Prix. Maybe we'll have a few words about that a little bit later on. Riders just lining up, ready to come out on parade. Tom Brennan with his back to us there. We've heard his thoughts in the pre-meeting chat that we've had with Andy on interview. Maybe the Grand Prix now having passed by, it gives Tom even greater focus on his racing. There's Craig Cook, and it's good to see Craig back in the saddle. He's missed a few meetings over the last couple of weeks. Fatherhood taking him away from the track to be with his new family, and great to see that all is well there, and Craig's back here at Poole Stadium. He certainly knows the fastest way around this track and has put up some excellent showings in the past. Last time Craig was here, of course, it was in the BSN, correction, it was in the league meeting where the Comets took a bit of a pummeling, and poor Craig had one of those nights when the bike wouldn't work, and as a result of that, Workington's scores were badly hampered. Plenty of track work been going on here at the stadium during the day. The track guys have been out, and they've been watering and grading consistently over the course of the day. Starting area slightly roughed up there, as you can see. Sometimes a little bit more than that, but yes, extra bite there no doubt for the riders as they propel themselves away from the gates as they go racing. 15 heats tonight, of course, standard format. Heat 15 nominated riders by the team managers. Two-legged affair, second leg at Workington in 10 days' time. Of course, it does mean, being a two-legged affair, that tactical substitutes aren't in use. We believe that to be the case. We'll try and confirm it during the course of the evening, but that's how we see it from our point of view at the moment. And as we say that, time to introduce the Workington Comets as they are led out by Craig Cook as they parade onto the centre green here at Wimborne Road.
Our opponents, they are the Workington GT Tyres Comets.
Yeah, there's been a season of newness to the championship for the Comets, having stepped up from the National Development League, and what a fantastic facility they're developing up there at North Side. Every time you go there, there's something new, facilities being created and improved all the time, and a great credit to Andrew BAIN and all of his colleagues there in the northwest of England for producing an excellent speedway venue. So Workington boys, they're just taking up position, and as we say that, out they come, the Poole Wessex Marine Pirates on parade for this important BSN semi-final clash.
By getting behind your team, the Poole Wessex Marine Pirates. To do action for the BSN series, aiming for a place in that final. Well, it's the second visit for the Comets after a league encounter that went the way of the Pirates. But things look very different this time around. Just despite being struck by injuries to crucial members, they arrive with plenty of firepower amidst them, and they have, of course, a couple of formidable guests tonight as well. Time to meet them. Give them another big welcome, please, for the Workington GT Tyres Comets! At number 7, he took a race win here last Wednesday whilst guesting Tour of the Cheaters, Paul Starke. Then number 6 stepped up to the championship for the Comets this year after a successful spell in the NDL, Sam McGURK. At 5, the rider that led the Comets scoring in their league visit in May, he started his UK career right here. It's Troy Batchelor. Number 4, and a shrewd choice of guests. He enjoyed a good visit here with Berwick earlier in the year, Drew Kemp. Number 3 turned plenty of heads in his debut year here in the UK, a vital cog in the Comets engine room, Antti VUOLAS. At number 2, another strong choice with some great form around Wimborne Road, he's Redcar's Jason Edwards. And number 1 and captain, back in the saddle from a couple of weeks rest after becoming a new dad. Congratulations to Craig Cook. Well, vying for their place in the final, our boys may be the reigning champions, but in this first leg, the aim will be to get a lead to take to Workington. You can help them. Get behind your Poole Wessex Marine Pirates! Number 7 tonight, standing in for our injured number 7, the 2021 British Youth Champion, Ben Trigger. At 6, well, we've loved his celebrations here. We're hoping for more of the same from Tobias THOMSEN. Number 5, he's the quickest rider around Wimborne Road this year. Scoring for fun this term, Tom Brennan. At 4, a solid return against Oxford last Wednesday from our swift and reliable Zach Cook. Number 3, rider of the night for the second week in succession last week, our own Captain Cook, Ben Cook. At 2, battling hard in that tough and demanding number 2 slot, Sam Hagen. And at number 1, he's top of the averages not just for the Pirates, but for the whole of the Championship League, Richard Lawson. We've got 2 cooks down here on the line, Ben Cook and Craig Cook to spin the coin. Morris is with us, he's going to spin the coin. Craig calls heads, and they're a bit half and half. We'll do it again, it landed in a rut. It was literally on its end. That's better. It is heads time. Craig gets the choice.
I'll go 1-3.
1 and 3 for Workington. It is from Craig Cook.
So there we are, the formalities completed. We'll just let the riders do their warm-up laps and come back to you with some views as we approach heat number 1 very shortly. So there we have it, with all of the riders doing their practice and heading back to the pit lane. Just to reprise the fact that Craig Cook won the toss at the second time of asking, and he's opted to go gates 1 and 3 for the Comets in heat number 1. Of course, that passes the choice of gates to the Pirates when we get down to the nominated race in heat number 15. Ben Cook there just striding back into the pits. He's been in a purple patch of form over the last few weeks, particularly here at Wimborne Road, where he's been knocking up some very impressive double-figure scores. And no doubt the Pirates will be hoping that he can do that again tonight. Of course, it was a shock to the system last week with the Pirates losing at home to Oxford, the long winning sequence, or long unbeaten sequence, coming to an end. And it was the Oxford Cheetahs who downed the Pirates' colours on that occasion. Tonight, the Cheetahs are still in action. They're at home to Glasgow in a meeting that's got significance in regard to the playoff places. Oxford, of course, if they can win or get big points from their last few meetings, 1 at home and 3 away, they have the chance of topping the table at the end of the regulation season. But Glasgow, they've still got one eye on the playoffs themselves, and Workington will be no doubt looking over the update scores from Cowley tonight to see how Glasgow are getting on, because Glasgow and Workington going head to head for that 4th playoff position. So there we are, we're in pit lane there. We've got Ben Cook having a chat to Sam Hagon. Sam, who was one of several Poole riders who took the opportunity to have private practice here at the stadium yesterday afternoon. Important so much that the promotion decided to call the riders in and give them some extra tack time after that surprise result against Oxford. And looking at the makeup of the visiting side there, the Workington Comets, it's going to be another tough one, no doubt about it, for the Pirates tonight. So perhaps that extra practice will pay dividends. We'll soon see, because we're on the way on under the 2-minute time allowance for heat number 1, and in shot for the Pirates it's Sam Hagon in the blue helmet colour. He'll be coming to tapes, and he'll be lining up with Richard Lawson as his riding partner. Sam, who of course was in the Millennium Stadium on Saturday night in that charged atmosphere that Cardiff always produces. So we've got 2 riders at the line, and we've got the other 2 guys just coming around bend 3 now to join them at the gate position. Regulation gardening taking place. Here's your lineup for heat number 1, and from gate number 1 in a race sponsored by KD Wardrobes, yellow helmet belongs to Jason Edwards. Gate number 2 in blue is Pirates Sam Hagon. Gate number 3 in white, the skipper of the Comets is Craig Cook, and in red from gate number 4 is Pirates number 1 Richard Lawson. So there we are, that's your lineup for the first race of the evening. I was going to say it's a tasty race, but I think all the races this evening are going to have a huge importance on what happens over the course of the 2 legs, and it will be good to get away to a flying start. Be you a Pirate or a Comet, we will soon see. So we have riders just taking their positions now. Jason Edwards tidily into gate number 1. The rest of the boys there, starting marshal just pulls them together. He's happy, moves away, green lights on, tapes are released. Sam Hagon's on the back wheel already, and off to the first bend they go. It's a flyer from the outside gate for Richard Lawson, and he leads Craig Cook down the back straight for the first time. So Lawson tucked down on the inside line at this stage, with Craig Cook in second place. Jason Edwards is sitting pretty in third, but Sam Hagon is going to have to make some ground on the young Englishman in front of him. So Sam Hagon goes wider line as he can reel in Jason Edwards. He's going to have a lot to do. Out front, Lawson Just a couple of metres off the inside line at this stage. Craig Cook in pursuit, but he's not really making any inroads into Richard Lawson's lead. They come off bend 3 and 4 again to take the yellow flag with Lawson out in front. Craig Cook sitting second. Jason Edwards coming under a little bit more pressure from Sam Hagen on the last lap. But as they come off the final bend, we'll call them home. Red, white, yellow and blue. Red, white, yellow, blue. Richard Lawson, your race winner. And on screen, Richard comes around to take applause from the folks here at Poole Stadium, and the music Rocket Man plays out behind us. Splendid start from gate number 4 for the Rocket Man to win heat number 1. We'll bring you the official result. Is now on screen. Richard Lawson, your race winner in red, 3 points to him. Second place in white is Craig Cook. Third in yellow, Jason Edwards. Sam Hagen was your 4th finisher, and it all went wrong for Sam at the gate as he lifted violently off of the traps and gave himself a big deal to catch up with those 2 Comets and Richard Lawson, who'd made a blinding start from outside gate. We'll just quickly see it in reprise here as the tapes are released. Richard Lawson there away and over Craig Cook and Jason Edwards as they head round the first 2 corners, and as you could see, Sam Hagen giving himself a big amount of ground to make up. On we go to heat number 2, sponsored by Compact Lifting Services Limited, and Pirate riders are up at the gates already. And as we look at the gate, I think we've got the riders in the wrong place. Our graphic is right, but the riders, I think, might be wrong. Let us just wait and get some official sort of confirmation. Well, with Richard Lawson having started from gate 4 in the first race, it should be a Comets rider who's starting from gate 4 in this particular race. So I don't think anybody has realised it, although Nigel Leahy now comes across to point the starting marshal in the right direction. And as you can see, sad to say, there's some rain coming down. So we don't want as much confusion as this if we're going to have a little bit of a shower. But guys getting themselves sorted out. Took a bit of time. Wonder what the team managers are up to in the pits. We'll never know. But we've got riders ready for heat number 2. And away they go. And it's a good start off of red from Tobias THOMSEN, but he's got Paul Starke taking the wide line around the outside and getting into pole position. So good work from Starke on the first bend. THOMSEN second. Sam McGURK running wide off of bend 4 allows Ben Trigger to come through and regain the place that he lost on the first half lap. Starke leads, THOMSEN second, Trigger in blue third. Shared heat on the cards at the moment. Tobias THOMSEN is putting some pressure on Paul Starke. Will the Danish rider be able to reel in and pass the wildly experienced Englishman who's in front of him? THOMSEN goes wider but loses ground. Paul Starke, nice tidy line there, and he's keeping THOMSEN well at bay in this one. Ben Trigger is back in third place, not under pressure in any way. Here's the finish. We'll call them home. Yellow, red, blue and white. Yellow, red, blue and white. Ben Trigger there not very happy with something. We may be able to pick that up on replay. But Paul Starke doing a good job for the visiting Comets. And we've got 2 races down and 2 shared heats. We'll bring you the official result shortly of heat number 2. And there we go, on screen for you now. Race winner was Paul Starke in yellow for the Comets. Second place in red for the Pirates, Tobias THOMSEN. Third in blue for the Pirates was Ben Trigger. And fourth rider home, Sam McGURK for the Comets. Shared heat, 3-3, 6-6 after 2 races. Here's a replay. Let's see if we can see what happened in this one. I'm not sure what happened to Sam McGURK. I know he was slow away from the gate. Ben Trigger there is looking behind, waving his hand. Let Sam McGURK get in front of him. Sam McGURK will run wide on this corner and Trigger will come underneath. So something happened there at the gate that didn't please Ben Trigger, but referee's happy to let it go. Dave Waters, our referee today. And on we go with heat number 3. Riders coming round to the tapes now.
Heat number 3 now, sponsored by BIOS Technology, offering a complete warehouse management service.
Looking across the gate in shot there for heat number 3, sponsored by BIOS Technology. Riding in white out of gate number 1, the Workington's Finnish import is Antti VUOLAS. Next door, gate number 2 in blue for the Pirates, Zach Cook. Gate number 3, guest rider tonight for the Comets in yellow is Drew Kemp. And on the outside starting position in red, Pirates captain Ben Cook. There we go, that's the lineup for heat number 3. 2 races gone, can't split the side so far, and could be like that all the way through. Antti VUOLAS there in shot, looking at his helmet and goggles. Protective equipment, so essential, of course, in Speedway. We've got the riders in the right gates this time, so that must be a tick on the progress sheet. VUOLAS on the inside, Zach Cook next to him, Drew Kemp on gate 3, Ben Cook on gate number 4. And they're the spinning back tyre, that Anlas tyre from Turkey on the bike of Antti VUOLAS. All reluctant to come up. They've still got 30 seconds on the countdown clock, so no real panic. But it would be nice to get underway as we've got this little bit of drizzle in the air. The riders come into line. Starting marshal seems to be happy with that. He gives the signal, moves away, green lights on, gates are up and away to the first bend. It looks like it's going to be a Pirates outing this time round with Ben Cook and Zach Cook. How many times have we seen this in heat number 3? Leading the way for the Pirates. Ben Cook out in front in red on the wide line. Tucked in behind in blue, his partner and brother Zach Cook. It's Drew Kemp in yellow running third for the Comets. And at the back, Antti VUOLAS. So Ben Cook and Zach Cook making the best starts out of the box, 2 and 4 in the heat, and they're set sail for home. This time round they're coming to take the yellow flag with a lap to go. Racing unfortunately processional, but if you're a Pirates fan you're not going to worry too much about that, with the Cooks out in front ahead of Drew Kemp and Antti VUOLAS. Coming around the car park turn for the last time. We can call them home. Red, blue, yellow and white. Red, blue, yellow and white for a 5-1, the first of the evening for the Pirates. And the brothers congratulate each other there on the back straight. And I guess we may be seeing the double wheelie. We'll soon see as they come past us here in the grandstand. And right on cue, the brothers Cook deliver that impressive one-wheel salute to the fans. Here's your result of heat number 3, riding in red. First place man home for the Pirates, the captain Ben Cook. Second place in blue, also for the Pirates, Zach Cook. Third in yellow, Drew Kemp. And fourth place to Antti VUOLAS in the white helmet. 5-1 to the Pirates, 11-7 they lead the meeting after 3 races. Comets fans, do not despair. Drew Kemp often does this on his visits to Poole Stadium with a low score in his first 1 or 2 rides, and then he tends to come very good towards the end of the meeting. So let's see if that trend is going to continue as racing pans out during the course of the evening. 2-minute time allowance now in operation for all 4 riders in heat number 5. And you can see coming into shot there the red helmet of Pirates rider Tom Brennan. Tom back on home soil after his exploits down there at the Principality at the weekend. A fantastic race with Mikkelsen that he just dropped off the last bend. Is absolutely excellent stuff. On screen, your lineup for heat number 4, sponsored by Top Class Business and Manufacturing. On gate number 1 in yellow, a winner first time out for the Comets is Poole Starke. Next door is Ben Trigger in blue for the Pirates. Troy Batchelor is the rider in white coming out of gate number 3 for the Comets. And on the outside starting position, gate 4 in red for the Pirates is Tom Brennan. So there we go. That's your lineup across the gate for heat number 4. To remind you, Pirates with a 4-point lead at this early stage in the meeting. Bags of time though for fortunes to swing and sway, and no doubt the Comets will be hoping that they swing back in their favour in this one. Countdown clock just showing 21 seconds at the moment, so plenty of time for the riders just to find their groove. We've got everybody in position. Starting marshal moves away, green light on, gates up, and away they go to the first bend. And Troy Batchelor looks like he's sprung away from the traps in good style there. Ben Trigger on one wheel down the back straight. That'll open the door for Poole Starke, but he wasn't there to take advantage. At the front, the race is on between Troy Batchelor in white, Tom Brennan in red, and Tom Brennan goes to the outside and he looks to have more speed than Batchelor. And this time he heads to the dirt on the outside of bend 3 for the switch back the inside of Batchelor, and he makes it. Great ride from Troy Brennan. Batchelor chasing up hard. Trigger sitting in a very useful 3rd place ahead of Poole Starke. And here comes the Grand Prix wildcard with the fresh air in his nostrils as they head round on the last lap of the race. Tom Brennan leading out from Troy Batchelor. Ben Trigger still useful in 3rd place. We'll call them home. Red, white, blue and yellow. Red, white, blue, yellow. And if you want Speedway racing out of Kelvin's top draw, there it is, heat number 4, and Tom Brennan pleasing the home faithful there with a super pass on Troy Batchelor. In shot, Tom Brennan acknowledging the fans here at Poole Stadium. On screen now, your official result of heat number 4. It went the way of Tom Brennan with a fine ride there. He was in the red helmet colour. He headed home. Troy Batchelor in white for the Comets. Ben Trigger with good points for the Pirates in 3rd place, blue helmet, and the 4th finisher was Poole Starke. Winner first time out, but last place in heat number 4. Heat result 4-2 in favour of the Pirates. After 4 races, Pirates have a 6-point lead, 15 points to 9. Let's have a look at it again in replay, and as you can see there, it's a fairly even break by all the riders, but Ben Trigger manages to get over Poole Starke before he takes a trip up on one wheel and gets it under control very quickly. Meanwhile, up the front, Tom Brennan is finding a way, searching a way to pass Troy Batchelor. Took him a couple of laps just to size up the opportunity, but you could see that he's carrying plenty of speed, and he goes to the outside there on bends 3 and 4 before turning in tight, getting the wheels in line and passing Troy Batchelor, who was up on one wheel at the time, it has to be said, to get through. So good work from Tom Brennan. There he is in the pits with his mechanic Carl Cummins. Together they've formed quite a formidable team over the last 2 or 3 years, and Tom's race win again to set the Pirates on their way. So good work so far from the Pirates. Nothing to despair about for the Comets yet, because plenty of time to catch things back up. Workington, of course, who were top of the northern group in the BSN series, with Redcar and Scunthorpe also in that group. Worky came top, And in the league, well, they currently sit in 4th place on 19 points from 15 meetings. And they're in a battle for the final playoff spot with Glasgow. And as I mentioned earlier on, Glasgow are at Oxford tonight. And given all the fixtures that are to come, well, things are very, very tight for the 4th and 5th places. Maybe too close to call. And Workington will have a chance to get back on league action on Sunday when they take on Plymouth at home. There's Jason Edwards, putting the lid on there. It's his father with him there, Mark. Travelled together for many, many meetings. And young Jason Edwards there, a rider with immense potential for the future going forward. And a very wise choice by the Workington management as a guest rider here tonight. Yes, they've picked 2 great guests tonight with proven scores here at Wimborne Road this year, and they'll no doubt be hoping that in the fulfilment of the meeting that they can both produce their best for them. Just a reminder, of course, and we'll probably have the opportunity to talk a little bit more about it later on, but Richard Lawson's testimonial comes up here on Sunday the 1st of September, and let's hope all these people, the crowd here at Wimborne Road tonight, and it is another very good turnout by the Poole faithful, they come along and able to support Richard during his testimonial meeting. It's going to be a team affair with Poole against a rest of the world select, and great riders on show. There's Richard in the pits talking to Sam Hagen, and Richard has secured the services of Bomber Harris for the Pirates, and I believe Ryan Douglas will also be here for the Pirates, Polish commitments allowing. Sam Hagen there just no doubt getting a little bit of tip from Richard on what's occurring. Meanwhile, we see the Cook brothers just getting themselves ready to go again, because heat number 5 next on the programme, and the 2-minute time allowance is on already. So we'll be getting the Cook brothers out on track. And they'll be taking on the visiting 1 and 2 pairing of Craig Cook and Jason Edwards. So successful Pirates, first time out with the 5-1. They'll have to go really good to repeat the dose in this one, but who knows what's going to happen, because we've got excellent speedway in prospect here this evening, served up by 2 great teams. Start Marshall just getting his elastic done up the right way. Let's bring up the graphic and tell you who's in this one. Whilst I'm doing that, I can tell you that Craig Cook has stopped on the back straight and is walking back to pits rather slowly. He's got 44 seconds left to go on the countdown clock. Across the gate, we should be seeing in this heat, sponsored by Trethowens, Ben Cook in gate number 1. And there you can see Craig Cook waiting at the pit gate. Hopefully there's another bike on its way. Jason Edwards, yellow, gate 2 for the Comets. Zach Cook, blue, gate 3 for the Pirates. And Craig Cook in white on gate number 4 for the Comets. 18 seconds on the countdown clock. And Craig Cook is being pushed off. And unfortunately, that bike isn't going to start either. So in a bit of trouble here. Craig Cook is underway with 2 seconds, 1 second, 0 on the clock. So I'm afraid that Craig Cook is going to be disqualified for not being ready to race. We're just waiting for the official confirmation of that. And that has not been confirmed, in as much as the starting tapes weren't in a position to be used. So Craig Cook had a reprieve. Now he's got another bike issue here, and it's not really going Craig's way. And the white disqualification light is now activated. A fresh 2-minute time allowance is also in post. So we'll see what happens when the Workington management make their decisions. Poor old Craig, who had a tough meeting here last time he came, now with another problem, so that's not helping the cause of the Comets at all. Sam McGURK, we're told, is going to be the replacement. So Sam McGURK and Jason Edwards will be the Comets pairing.
Not making the 2 minutes, and his replacement will be Sam McGURK, who will start from the start line. The option would have been to have put Craig Cook off a 30-metre handicap.
Ben Cook in shot there, just having a little drop more fuel into the tank, and these Speedway bikes only take about 1.5 litres of fuel. It's just about enough for 6 or 7 laps. So if they do get a restart or a rerun situation, quite often you'll see a mechanic come out and just top the tank up with a little drop more methanol. Jason Edwards in shot here, and a lot of responsibility now passes on to the shoulders of the boy from Billericay. And what can he do in his guest booking to salvage this one for the Comets? Rerun then, and a rerun of the gate positions. Heat sponsored by Trethowens. Ben Cook red, gate 1. Jason Edwards yellow, gate 2. Zach Cook in blue, gate 3. And the change is Sam McGURK coming in to ride in white from gate number 4. So Sam rolls into position at the gate. Starting marshal moves away. Green lights on. Tapes are released. And off to the first bend they go, with Jason Edwards having made a fairly good start. But Jason Edwards gone through Ben Cook there, but the problem is with the first bend. And as you'll have seen, snatched in photo, we've got Sam McGURK down and Zach Cook down. So we hope that both the riders are okay. Sam McGURK is actually up on his feet. We can see that that's good. Zach Cook is currently just sat down at the fence, and we just wait advice from the medical crew, I think, there, just to check how Zach is. Our camera position is Zach is right behind the pillar, so we won't be able to show you what's occurring there until we get clearance that Zach is okay from the medical crew, and hope you understand the reasons that we do that. For some reason the 2-minute time allowance is still showing as being in operation. I think it's just an oversight from the referee, needs to be turned off. Here you are, here's the action in the corner, and Sam McGURK there, the back wheel just seemed to get away from him a little bit, and it caught Zach Cook on the way through. So I think you might be able to hear there that the referee is looking at the footage here to see if he can identify a person at fault there, or whether he opts to run again with all 4 riders. So Zach Cook, it's pleased to report, Zach's on his feet, okay, and able to walk back to pits. And no doubt just a minute or two's time after he's collected his thoughts and the mechanics have had a chance to put the bike back together, we hope that he'll be back on track. I'm just showing some of the reruns of the footage that referee Dave Waters is looking at as well. And at the moment on shot it's Ben Cook and Tom Brennan there, just talking over no doubt what happened in that incident. There we are, just unfortunate for Zach to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I think my interpretation there would be that Sam McGURK's back wheel just slid away slightly and unintentionally. Yeah, we hear that it's going to be an unsatisfactory start called with a rerun and all 4 riders. So all 4 to come back to restart in heat number 5. And yes, so that decision confirmed that referee Dave Waters has made his choice. His choice is there from watching Pirates TV rerun of the action. All 4 riders to come back to restart. And it is good to have 4 riders in a race rather than just 3. So let's hope that both Sam and Zach are okay. All the mechanicals are hunky-dory as well, and we can have them out on track again very, very shortly. Danny Ford in picture there. Obviously, his thoughts on that incident were slightly different to that of the referee, but referee's decision counts, and it's going to be all 4 when we go again in heat number 5. Drew Kemp there just resting against the safety fence, looking back into pit lane to see what's happening. Jason Edwards as well, just probably waiting for a little bit of information as to what's required of him in the rerun. And in the distance there you can see Sam McGURK on his bike, white helmet on, looks like he's more or less ready to go. Yes, big points for Ben Cook here in the last 2 meetings. Against Scunthorpe, he was rider of the night with a full 15-point maximum. Last week here against Oxford, in a very unusual meeting for the Pirates, he was a top scorer with, I believe, page 16. So he's in a good band of form at the moment. Although it has to be said that up at Oxford on Friday night in liaison with Richard Lawson in the Championship pairs, they achieved a 4th place finish, but perhaps a little bit less than they were hoping for. But they did come up against Oxford, Masters and Nichols on 2 occasions. So tricky boys to beat round Cowley Circuit, and of course it was the controversial final that saw Redcar pit Oxford following Scott Nichols' exclusion in the final. So good news, we've got everybody raring to go. Is Zach Cook coming up here? This Jason Edwards in picture at the moment. Zach Cook just in front of our commentary position. Ben Cook there in red on the inside. Riders just coming back. And heat number 5, which is proving a bit sticky at the moment. We're going to try again with the lineup as you see on screen. The race sponsored by Trethowens. Ben Cook stays in gate number 1 in red. Jason Edwards, yellow, gate number 2. Zach Cook in blue on gate number 3. And Sam McGURK is in the white helmet of gate number 4. So your line-up for the 5th race of the evening. One that's proving a little bit problematic to get underway, but no doubt we will be very, very shortly. Everybody just a little bit reluctant to come forward. Less than a minute on the countdown clock, so plenty of time, but not so much gardening going on at the moment. Thought there might have been a little bit more digging and prodding, but they come straight up. So we're ready to go then. Riders at the line. Green light on, tapes released, and away they go to the first corner. And it looks like it's a good start from Ben Cook on the red gate there, and coming around the outside, no doubt fired up by that fall in the earlier rerun, Ben Cook, so Zach Cook. So the Cook brothers are frying tonight, as they say, with Ben in red in front, Zach in blue sucked into second, and it's Jason Edwards who's doing the chasing for the Comets in the yellow helmet. He's in third. They registered a 5-1 in heat number 3. They're going to do the same again, all things being equal, in heat number 5. Ben taking that wider line and Zach just slightly inside of him. But they're putting yardage now on Jason Edwards in 3rd place. So they come round the final 2 corners in heat number 5, and we can call them home. Red, blue, yellow and white. Red, blue, yellow and white. And good work from Zach Cook round the first 2 corners to get his nose in front of Jason Edwards. We'll see it in replay in a minute, I'm sure. But here they come again. It's the Cook brothers who've done this many times for the Pirates with these big 5-1 victories. Zach opting for a more sedate ride past the grandstand and a look up at the referee as he went. So let's give you the scores on the doors, and they're on screen for you at the moment. The race winner, Ben Cook, in red for the Pirates. 2nd place in blue, also for the Pirates, Zach Cook. 3rd in yellow for the Comets was Jason Edwards. And the 4th finisher there was Sam McGURK in white. 5-1 in favour of the Pirates, and they lead the meeting by 10 points now. It's Pirates 20, Comets 10. Here we go in replay, and watch the rider in blue round the outside on Ben's 1 and 2 here. Ben Cook makes a good getaway from the inside. Zach Cook there pushed up a little wide into the dirt, and he makes full use of that as he zips around in front of Jason Edwards, joins his brother, and away they go for the 2nd Pirate 5-1 of the evening.
A change on the side of the Comets with Paul Starke to take the place of Sam McGURK. Paul Starke in yellow in heat number 6.
Here we are then. We've got riders coming up to line for heat number 6, and that's Sam Hagen in shot at the moment. And we'll give you the full rundown as we look across the gate. In white on gate number 1, a race sponsored by MB Wilkes, it's Troy Batchelor. Next door in the red helmet colour for the Pirates is Richard Lawson. Riding in yellow, gate number 3, is a programme change. Reserve replacement Poole Starke comes in for Sam McGURK for the Comets. And on gate number 4 in blue, digging a hole and stamping it in, is a rider in blue, Sam McGURK for the Pirates, looking to open his account on the night. So there we have it. It's a 10-point advantage to the home side at the moment. Comets need to strike back fairly soon, just make sure the meeting doesn't get too far away from them. And they got a man there who can certainly hold things together. The rider in white as Troy Batchelor. Troy just composing himself, as you can see there, ready to roll up into position number 1, gate number 1. And Paul Starke, well, he'll be out to help put a heat advantage on the board for the Comets. So we just wait for Sam Hagen to take up his slot. All riders ready. Starting marshal moves away, takes a release. And it's Richard Lawson who's made a fabulous start there from the gate 2 position. And Sam Hagen, well, one wheel is out of control and back under control very, very quickly. Where did that come from? Lawson leads, Hagen second, Batchelor third, and Poole Starke at the back. Lawson was out of the gate like a bullet, but it was Sam Hagen who was providing the action. The man in the blue helmet colour currently in 2nd place. And the Pirates sitting on a 3rd 5-1 of the evening as things go. So Lawson's away at the front. He looks fast tonight, I've got to say. Sam Hagen there just taking it steady, but steady enough to hold Troy Batchelor back in the white helmet colour in 3rd place. Poole Starke at the moment tailed off the back. Troy Batchelor trying the inside run, but not enough there to reel Sam Hagen in. We can call them home in this one. Red, blue, white and yellow. Red, blue, white and yellow. An easy win for Richard Lawson, but quite an amazing piece of control from Sam Hagen in 2nd place. So they go down the back straight, and no doubt Sam telling Richard, I was almost with you all the way. Here they come, and the grandstand, Sam Hagen on one wheel. Richard Lawson, a more genteel wave to the crowd. Heat 6, your result on screen, a win in red for Richard Lawson for the Pirates. Second place in blue was Sam Hagen, also with the Pirates. Third in white, Troy Batchelor, and Paul Starke was the fourth finisher. 5-1 in favour of the Pirates, they lead it 25-11. And there on screen on the left is Dave Waters, your SCB referee this evening. Let's have a look at this particular heat in rerun. First half lap is certainly interesting. Richard Lawson away like a rocket. Sam Hagen decides to go to the dirt, ducks a shoulder, gets past Paul Starke, bike in the air, bike back down on the ground again, into second place, shocks Troy Batchelor and heads for home with Richard Lawson. So a 5-1 to the Pirates, 25-11. We're pressing on now to heat number 7 with a sponsorship coming from Wessex Marine, and this time we've got Tom Brennan out for his second outing of the evening. He's in red and gate number 1. Next door in the white helmet colour for the Comets is Antti VUOLAS. Then in blue, gate number 3 for the Pirates is Tobias THOMSEN, and on gate number 4 for the Comets, their guest rider tonight is Drew Kemp. So there we have the boys at the start, just doing their traditional gardening there. Tom Brennan in shot, just looking for the right rut to fill in and stamp down. And you can see that that looks to be the one that he's chosen to get his back wheel in the optimum position to fly away from the tapes and hit that first bend in front. Tobias THOMSEN in blue for the Pirates, obviously looking to improve the score a little bit. He got a 2 first time out, no doubt hoping to add to that this time round. And there a shot of the electronic wizardry on Tom Brennan's bike there. Programmable digital ignition for all of those of you who wanted to know what that little red light was under the saddle. You can see it there on Tom's bike. So riders in line, ready to go. Starting marshal moves away, the green light's on, tapes are released, and away they go to the first corner. And off the inside gate is Tom Brennan holding down the inside position. The two Comets have packed into second and third place. Antti VUOLAS is in second, Drew Kemp in third, and at the back, well, Tobias THOMSEN's got a motor problem there. Or has he dropped the cutout? I think the cutout's come out, so he hasn't stopped. He's back in the race, but at the front of the field is Tom Brennan, and we've got a faller in yellow. It's Drew Kemp there who's down, and the race is going to be stopped. I didn't quite see what happened to Drew there, but we hope we'll be able to pick it up on replay. The main thing we are concerned about at the moment, of course, is that Drew is okay. So medical crew and the track staff helping there with Drew Kemp. He looks like he's under the airbag, so they're just trying to move the airbag to extract him, and yeah. He's moving and he's out, and he's just sat with his back to the airbag, so that's a positive sign. And Drew's bike in shot there with Henning Loof, by the look of it, looking after Drew here tonight. So I'm sure Henning will be dashing back to speak to Drew. First of all, can I have the cut-off cord? And secondly, how are you? Danny Ford out on the centre there, and no doubt not quite sure what Danny's doing. Hopefully he's just checking on the well-being of Drew Kemp. Later on this evening, the Speedway Riders Benevolent Fund collection is going to be made around the stadium, so hope everybody here has brought some change with them to drop in the buckets that the riders will be bringing around. Unfortunately, plastic is not accepted in these situations, perhaps more the pity. Amazing to think that the BSN series that we're running at the moment started in April, and here we are towards the end of August, only at the semi-final stage. I think the initial hope was going to be that the BSN series would have been done and dusted by the middle of the summer, but not to be. So we're told that heat number 7 is going to be awarded, but the most important thing is that Drew Kemp is back up on his feet and gingerly walking back towards the pits with Danny Ford in company. So let's give you that awarded result. It was a win for the rider in red, which was Tom Brennan. No time, of course, there, the race awarded. Antti VUOLAS was the rider in white. He picks up 2 points for second place. And Tobias THOMSEN, who got himself going after a little bit of a mechanical issue, he picks up the third place and 1 point. 4-2 then to the Pirates. Another heat advantage, 29 points to the Pirates, 13 to the visiting Comets. 29-13 after a 4-2 awarded heat. And there we can see it. There's a little bit of over-eagerness from Drew there, just a slide off. And perhaps the worst bit was that the bike came in and caught him pretty heavily afterwards. But there he is on screen, walking back to the pits, obviously in a little bit of discomfort. Perhaps his pride's battered more than his body. Let's hope that Drew's okay to carry on in the meeting. It's a long walk back when you fall off on a bend that's at the opposite end of the stadium to the pits. So here we can see Drew's little tumble, going in there a bit too tight and having to let go of the bike, and it follows him into the airbag, probably give him a bit of a whack, but as we've seen, he seems not to be too badly hurt, so our best wishes to Drew. Let's say congratulations to Dan Bewley and to Robert Lambert, because it was the Grand Prix down at the Principality at the weekend, and for the first time ever, I think it is, GB had riders 1 and 2 on the podium, with Dan Bewley opting gate 1 in the final and Robert Lambert gate 2, and Dan made a blinding start there from the inside starting position with Lambert alongside, and they headed off into the sunset with Freddie Lindgren chasing hard in third place, but not able to catch the home boys, and the crowd at the Principality absolutely delighted, as you could imagine, with a home victory. A good meeting all in all at the Principality there. There have been some really good ones, there's been some really poor ones, but last Saturday's was on the upper side of good, I think, and certainly an enjoyable meeting. Whipped through in rapid time by Phil Morris until they got to the point where they had to decide who was going to be in the semi-finals, and that took an age. Here's your gate stats up on screen for tonight's meeting, and as you can see, it's gate 4 that's produced the most points so far with 14. Back to the inside, gate 1 with 10, and fairly even across the middle 2, 3 and 2 with 9 each. So inside and outside looking to be best so far this evening, and we'll see how that works out as the meeting rolls on. Craig Cook there just talking to Toy Batchelor, and let's hope that Craig has got his mechanical issues sorted out and he's ready to lead the Comets in some later heats. Troy Batchelor there, a wily character who's been around Speedway for a long time and has come into the championship at Workington this year as quite a talisman. His points have been good in nearly all meetings this season, and he's been able to guide and help the Comet riders. Antti VUOLAS, new into the championship, of course, and Selina Liebman, of course, who was new into the championship. And of course, one of the big problems, of course, was the injury to Tate Ziski. Tate was going so well in his debut season up at Workington, but had a very big crash at Bellevue to put him out for the rest of the year. But the great news is that Tate is well on the road to recovery, and Workington fans are absolutely thrilled to know that he's going to be back up there at Northside in 2025. Yes, he came here earlier in the season, first visit to the track, didn't score lots of points but showed lots and lots of potential, and being mentored by Darcy Ward, well, that can't be a bad thing, can it? Richard Lawson there, just on the phone, texting home. I'll be home about 2 o'clock. Put me pizza in the oven. A lot of work going on in the Lawson camp for Richard and his wife, preparing for his testimonial on the 1st of September. Lots of organisation to do, VIPs to invite, catering and refreshments to organise, riders to get on side, sponsors to please. So lots and lots of work for Richard and his team there. And of course there is the Lawson connection on both sides of the pits here tonight, with Richard racing for the Pirates and his dad Steve being an integral part of the management team up there at Workington. Is Tobias THOMSEN in shot, 3 points so far. Usual mixed bag at the moment for Tobias, trying his hardest and not always working out as he would hope. He's talking to Sam Hagen there, Sam with 2 points and a bonus as well. And both riders out of a similar ilk at the moment. They're trying their hardest, but points not easy to come by. And Pirate fans will be hoping that those two guys will be able to bring their A game to the remaining part of the racing season. Change the jet in the carb there on Tom Brennan's bike. Kyle there just making sure that that jet is securely in place. And the water Bowser doing its thing. Great to be able to bring you these pit shots as we do here on Pirates TV. Normally my job to be down in the pits talking to the riders, interviewing the riders for you, but tonight with Scott Mitchell away commentating on darts, brackets, wash your mouth out Scotty, close brackets. I'm sitting in and enjoying every minute of this BSN semi-final. Pirates 29 and Comets 13, so a strong start from the Pirates as they look to build up a significant lead as they go up north in 10 days time to tackle the second leg. That's Ben Trigger in picture there. Ben, who's going to be the guest rider again for Poole at Plymouth on Saturday night. Pirates go to the Coliseum on Saturday for a league match, and that's going to be a very close run affair as well, because down at the Coliseum those gladiators are no mugs, and Poole are going to have to be on their mettle to get anything out of that meeting. Over Sam's shoulder there was Martin Hagen. There he is, former British champion, mentor to Sam, travels around with him all the time. Yeah, Martin Dugard. Sorry if I've misled anybody there. Martin Dugard. And on the other side, Sam Hagen's dad is Martin as well. So the Hagen contingent working hard for Sam. Bowser takes a trip across the centre green. As we get ready to go racing again in heat number 8.
Well, thanks for your patience, everyone. Just giving the track a little dust off and, well, literally trying to make sure the dust is kept down with a sprinkling of water. Our rain simulator down there.
So the pit gate's been thrown open, and concurrently a 2-minute time allowance activated for all 4 riders in heat number 8. Sam Hagen there, courageous, brave ride in the last outing his. Surprising Paul Starke and Troy Batchelor with a blast round the outside. And Jason Edwards in white just rolling out of the pits. Here's Sam Hagen back in shot. Paul Starke there just leaving the pits as well. So we've got both Pirates at the line. They're just preparing their gate slots. Whilst they do that, we'll have a look at the lineup. Sponsored by Bournemouth Betting Centre. Gate number 1, Ben Trigger rides in the blue helmet for the Pirates. Next door to him in yellow will be Poole Starke for the Comets. Then in red, Sam Hagen for the Pirates. And gate number 4 is the white helmet of Jason Edwards, guesting for the Comets tonight. So we've got the riders more or less in line, ready to go. As you can see, the score up in the top corner there, 29-13. Just waiting for those riders to come into line. Jason Edwards here with the orange and black goggles around his helmet there, just lining himself up for a quick getaway. So the engine noise rises, the starting marshal moves away, the green light's on, and away they go to the first corner. Best of the start being made by the Comets this time. Well, with Ben Trigger finding a way through on the inside, and we've now got to Jason Edwards trying to find a path past Ben Trigger, which he does. So the Comets striking back, and it's Poole Starke out in front. Jason Edwards in second, it's Ben Trigger third, Sam Hagen at the back. So Pirates not having things their own way in this one, and the Comets looking set fair for their first maximum heat win of the evening. So Poole Starke there, a winner in heat number 2. He's going well again in this one. Jason Edwards tucked in, riding shotgun for Starke in this race. Ben Trigger, he's third. Sam Hagen in 4th, but neither Pirate making any impression on the Comet boys out in front. So good work from Poole Starke and Jason Edwards. We'll call them home. Yellow, white, blue and red. Yellow, white, blue, red. And a 5-1 heat advantage to the visitors.
Heat number 8. Give it up for Poole Starke and Jason Edwards.
So straight back to pit lane for both the Comet boys. They'd have been welcome on a lap of honour, but they're choosing to head back to the pit straight away. That means we can give you the result. It's up on screen for you now. And it looks like this. It's a win for the rider in yellow, Poole Starke for the Comets. Second place in white was Jason Edwards, also with the Comets. Third in blue was Ben Trigger for the Pirates. And 4th place to Sam Hagen for the Pirates. 5-1 to the visiting Comets, very welcome I'm sure. And 30 points to the Pirates and 18 to the Comets after 8 races. So that's narrowed things down very nicely. Let's have a look what happens when we go to heat number 9, because we've got the Cook brothers again. Let's just have a quick reprise of what happened at the start of heat 8. Poole Starke well away, Jason Edwards there nice and tight on the inside line, moving Ben Trigger away, and Jason moving forward to take his well-earned second place. So we've, as I say, got the Cook brothers out yet again for the Pirates. And on screen we can tell you the full lineup. This one, of course, is
This pair for the Pirates have prevailed with 2 maximum heat wins already. In red on gate 3.
the third outing of the evening for the Cook brothers. I kind of work out whether it's second or third, but it's the third time out for them together. Zach Cook in blue on the inside starting position. Troy Batchelor in white on gate number 2 for the Comets. Ben Cook goes from gate number 3 in the red helmet colour for the Pirates, unbeaten so far. And outside gate in yellow is going to be Sam McGURK. So there we go, that's your lineup for the 9th race of the evening. So we've got riders ready, just rolling into position. We're waiting for Zach Cook to come forward. There he is, he's in line as well. So the engine noise rises. We wait for the release of the tapes. There they go, Zach Cook away like a rocket from the inside starting position, but the red lights have come on. Clearly deemed an unsatisfactory start by the referee. Let's have a look. Well, looked pretty solid to me, but I'm not the ref. He obviously feels that that was a bit too good from Zach, and away they'll go again for a rerun. Yeah, maybe over there at pit gate we've got the riders just getting a drop more fuel. Let's have another look. Make your own minds up on this one. If I was Zach, I wouldn't be very happy about that decision, and I think he's probably thinking, well, that's the second time the refs pinged me for no real reason. But Zach's a nice guy, so he wouldn't think like that, would he? On we go again. Let's try rerunning heat number 9. We've got all riders underway from the pits, and as you can see, we've got 2 up at the gate already. So let's just run through the full lineup again for you. Zach Cook in blue from gate number 1. Troy Batchelor white from gate number 2. Ben Cook red gate number 3. Sam McGURK yellow gate number 4.
Gate number 9. Those 4 riders doing it again. Ben and Zach Cook for the Pirates.
Ben Cook there on the red helmet, just bouncing up and down on the back wheel of the bike as he comes up the tapes. He only weighs about 53 kilograms. He can get blown away in a Force 8 gale, but he certainly knows how to ride a speedway bike and get the optimum performance out of it. So bouncing up and down on the back wheel, I don't know if that makes much of an indent into his groove or not, but he certainly knows how to get around a speedway track. So riders being encouraged to move forward by the starting marshal, which they willingly oblige. So we're ready to go with heat number 9. Green lights on, tapes are released, and away they go to the first bend. Troy Batchelor there making a good start, but through on that inside path is Zach Cook, and Ben Cook is almost inside that as well. So there's a lot of action here. Ben Cook shoots the corner, and in doing so he takes his partner very, very wide. Has Zach got enough to come round? Well, Batchelor is trying to ride him wide, but he doesn't succeed, and I'm afraid Troy's head's gone down there in that one. So away we go with Cook ahead of Batchelor and McGURK. And got to say that Ben Cook was really violent across bends 3 and 4 there, and it really distorted the whole nature of the race. But on we go. The referee sees nothing wrong with it, and it looks like it's going to be another big 5-1 for the Pirates from Ben and Zach Cook. We'll call them home. Red, blue, white, yellow. Red, blue, white, yellow. So there they go on the back straight. The brothers Cook, 3 rides together and 3 maximums. Can't ask for more than that. And the home fans appreciating the efforts there of the Aussie brothers. Let's have a quick look then at your official result of heat number 9. Ben Cook the winner in red for the Pirates. Zach Cook in second place in blue for the Pirates. And third in white for the visitors, Troy Batchelor. Just the 1 point for Troy. 35-19 the progressive score after a 5-1 to the Pirates there in heat number 9. So let's have a look at this one as the rerun takes place. Zach Cook there around the inside of Ben number 1. Gets in front of Troy Batchelor. Ben Cook then down really low on that sideline and he zips through. He almost takes his brother to the fence as well as off-putting Troy Batchelor. Then a little bit of closeness around Ben's 1 and 2 with Zach and Troy Batchelor. And away the Pirates went for another advantage. Heat number 10 with you now. Antti VUOLAS up at the tapes, ready to go. Impressive first season for VUOLAS, also getting rides at Bellevue, so he's made his mark in his first season in the UK. Here's your lineup. It's sponsored by our great friends at Pirate Cast. It sees Sam Hagen take gate number 1 in the blue helmet colour. Gate number 2, good to see him out again after his tumble. It's Drew Kemp in yellow for the Comets. Richard Lawson, he has the red helmet colour on gate number 3 for the Pirates. And as mentioned, Antti VUOLAS, he's in white for the Comets and gate number 4. Lawson so far with 2 wins under his belt. Sam Hagen, well, he's got a bit of a mixed scorecard. 0 paid win, 0. So who knows what he's possibly going to do in this one. We'll soon find out because the riders will be up to tapes very shortly. Sam Hagen there just doing the stamp, trying to get a little bit of firmness into the area after the tapes. So obviously looking to try and get away very quickly, as all the boys are. So see what happens when we go racing. Sam Hagen now in line. Starting marshal moves away. Green light and go. And off the tapes, well, it's Sam Hagen and Richard Lawson who have made the best of it, but coming round Antti VUOLAS, and he's done a good job there to get his nose in front of young Sam Hagen. But Hagen's not going to give the battle up, although it does appear at the back that Drew Kemp may have done already. No, he's got going again. So Lawson out in front, VUOLAS in the second place, and Sam Hagen going big round the outside to try and reel in the finish rider. And he's made a little bit of ground up, to be fair, on him there. So Hagen battling away still, closing in very slightly every lap, still out in the wide stuff and trying to cut back to make a long straight. But VUOLAS taking it steady. No heroics, just holding his place, holding his line and holding off Sam Hagen, who is about 4 lengths behind him. So we'll call them home, red, white, blue, and it will be yellow. And there's the Rocket Man, 3 rides and 3 wins tonight, so certainly in good form. Pirates heat leaders doing them proud. There's Richard, wave to the crowd. Very popular figure since arriving at Wimborne Road. Tall scorer. Here's your result for heat number 10. A win for the rider in red was Richard Lawson for the Pirates. Second place in white for the Comets, Antti VUOLAS. Third in blue for the Pirates was Sam Hagen. Drew Kemp in yellow was the fourth finisher. In the heat, it was a 4-2 win for the Pirates, and on the night, they're leading the meeting at 39 points to 21. 39 and 21. And there's the starting area. You can see ruts in place where the riders try to find the optimum position to shoot away from the tapes into the first bend. And as we look, we've got riders approaching already, and the rider in red there coming up to tapes is Tom Brennan. So we've got everybody out on track. Pleased to report Tom Brennan's on track. I'm even more pleased to report that Craig Cook is on the move in the right direction. So let's hope that he's resolved his mechanical difficulties and he can get 4 good laps in around Wimborne Road. Here's your lineup in full. Gate 1 in white for the Comet, the aforesaid Craig Cook. Next door in the red helmet colour, gate 2 for the Pirates is Tom Brennan. Gate number 3 in yellow for the Comets is Jason Edwards. Gate number 4 in the blue helmet colour for the Pirates is Tobias THOMSEN. So some big hitters there on gates number 1 and 2 with Craig Cook and Tom Brennan locking horns in this one. Tom Brennan so far the better of the scorers tonight, but must never discount Craig Cook because he is an established rider of quality, and if he pops out and gets in front, then Brennan will have a real job on his hands to pull back the Cumbrian from his lead position. But we'll see what transpires as they go racing here in heat number 11. Pirates sitting on an 18-point cushion. Absolutely delighted, I'm sure, with the progress of the meeting so far. So we have riders ready. We're looking across the gate. Green lights on. Away they go to the first bend. And it looks like Tom Brennan has made the best of the starts. The Comets have sat into second and third places. Tobias THOMSEN taking a brave shot at Craig Cook around the outside. But how will that work out? Well, not quite. Brennan's clear. Edwards and Cook side by side. It'll take a brave effort from THOMSEN to go through those two. But, well, the Danish man is nothing if not brave. And he's working hard to see if he can get some impact on those Comets riders. Up front, Tom Brennan's away. No problem at all. He's going like a rocket this evening. Comets sitting in tidily for their second and third places, potential 3-3. But THOMSEN isn't dead yet. But what is dead is Craig Cook's motor. He's just packed up on the last corner of lap number 3, and it means that Pirates are going to take an advantage. We'll call them home. Red, yellow, blue. And poor old Craig Cook must have thought he's run over a black cat. He really must. In shot, your race winner. He was untroubled at the front of the field. It's another one for Tom Brennan. Here comes your official results, and Heat 11 went the way of Tom Brennan in red for the Pirates, 3 points for him. Second place to Jason Edwards in yellow for the Comets, 2 points to Jason. Third place to the rider in blue, Tobias THOMSEN for the Pirates, and poor old Craig Cook there with another gremlin in the motor, no score. 4-2 heat result to the Pirates. They lead by 20 points. It's 43 Pirates, 23 Comets. Let's just have a quick look at replay here. We see Tom Brennan with a extra quick getaway there to lead around bends 1 and 2. Tobias THOMSEN going for the big shot around the outside to put some pressure on the Workington pair. And a brave move to have a go at Craig Cook around the inside, and Jason Edwards for that. But the Comet boys come back together, shut out THOMSEN, and that was where it stayed until Craig Cook suffered the gremlins, allowed THOMSEN to pick up a fortuitous point really in that heat. 43-23 as we stand at the moment. Here's your score chart with Richard Lawson running 3 wins for 9 points so far. Sam Hagen, night finished, I should think, with 3 and a bonus point. Ben Cook, 3 wins from 3 rides, 9 points. Zach Cook, 6 points and 3 bonus from 3 rides. Tom Brennan, 3 rides, 3 wins, 9 points. Tobias THOMSEN, he's got 4. And Ben Trigger, he's got 3 and a bonus. Looking over with the Comets, well, Craig Cook, their sorry sight on the scorecard with just 2 points. Jason Edwards, the guest rider tonight, doing us enough, 6 and 2. Antti VUOLAS in 3 rides has picked up 4 points. Drew Kemp a little bit off colour tonight with just 1 from 3 rides. Troy Batchelor, again a little bit off colour, 4 points from 3 rides, sorry. Sam McGURK hasn't troubled the scorers yet, and Paul Starke is up and down, 3-0-0-3 for 6 points and 4 rides. Back to the gate statistics, what can we tell you from this? Well, it's pretty even right the way across the board there, with Gate 4 producing the most wins and accordingly the most points. But 19, 17, 16, 14 from out to in isn't unusual, and it proves that each gate position is reasonably fair. So it's a chance to have a look around the crowd here at Poole Stadium. The Bowser is out and throwing some water onto the track, as you can see. And also at the same time, we've got the riders, some of the riders coming out into the crowd to collect for the Speedway Riders Benevolent Fund tonight. Jason Edwards there on the phone. Seems like a lot of the riders are on the phone when you look into the pits these days. Wonder what they're watching. I know Tom Brennan's watching Pirate TV because he tells us that regularly. Thanks, Tom.
When they have long-term injuries or when they're temporarily out of the sport and not able to earn, they turn to the Speedway Riders Benevolent Fund, who support them financially and give them aid. They are also continuing to support long-term injured riders who have been injured in the pursuit of entertaining us with their Speedway exploits. So please, please, dig deep, give to the riders as they cut around.
Now we can give you permission, or we have been given permission to tell you that 4 riders here this evening were drug tested before the start of the meeting, and all riders produced clear tests, so able to compete. So very good news indeed. And at this stage I'm just going to pass you back to Nigel Leahy on the starting gate. He's got a visitor who many long-standing Speedway fans will recognise is Eric Boocock.
This gentleman, he is none other than the great Eric Boocock, everyone! We remember Eric, of course, his exploits down here on behalf of the Halifax Dukes, a team he rode for the whole of his career. And I'm delighted and privileged to meet you, Eric. Thank you, and I know you're enjoying a little bit of time. I think you were staying with Midlo, and you've been spending some time on the south coast. Nice to get back down here.
Well, it's nice to be here, obviously. And I came here on the south coast to get warm. Believe me, it's a lot warmer back in Yorkshire. I've got ghost pimples on ghost pimples, it's that cold. I thought it'd be nice and warm night tonight, but anyway. The race is keeping me ticking over anyway.
I'm glad to hear that, Eric. A lot of change, of course, in Speedway over the years. You were a British champion. You won the league with Halifax as well. I think 1966 was the big year for you guys. And it's a team that you rode for the whole of your career. Now, in Speedway, that's very rare now, but in those days, riding for one team was the way it was.
Yeah, it was in them days, you know, a lot of people rode for a long time for the different, you know, for their own club. But now it's like a big giant jigsaw puzzle. One piece fits here, next year it fits somewhere else. And that's the way it's gone. I was talking to Bomber Harris last week. He'd been guesting for 5 different clubs in 1 week. I mean, to me that doesn't make sense at all. We had our own team and we were, now you don't know who's riding for who. You've no idea. But all are very consistent with their team, which is good. You know, the fans get behind their own team, but they don't get behind guests every week. But how do you survive in Sweden unless you use guests? I don't know the answer. I wish I did.
I I wish there was a magic answer, but unfortunately it seems that is always going to be with us, and it's a perennial question. Eric, in terms of keeping in touch with Speedway, are you able to watch? Are you able to take part and be part of setups?
Well, I never miss a meeting at Sheffield. I've been going there since 1961, and I still go every Thursday. And obviously I'm close friend with the management, and many times we spend a few minutes, well, more than a few minutes every week chatting about what issues usual, but I'm still involved a bit, and I really enjoy it, but I'm involved enough, that's the main thing. I don't want to be involved anymore. I've had a lifetime of this Speedway, and I still enjoy it, still get a buzz out of it, but I don't want to be involved anymore, making decisions and choosing guests and doing rider pay sheets and VAT and all that crap. That's for the kids. I'm a bit long in the tooth for that now.
Eric, you don't look much different to me, and what surprised me when I looked into your history was that you retired from racing at the age of 29. That's amazing now when you've got people like Scott Nichols and Bar riding into their 40s. Do you ever regret that you gave up at 29?
No, not at all. You know, I mean, I started around 15, so I'd had quite a lot of years. I'd done about 6 or 7 years in Australia as well. And to be quite honest, I was just really cheesed off with same routine, wash your bike, clean your leathers in, and you didn't probably wash them, you polished them with black polish. It was just routine after routine. I'm just fed up with it. I've had enough of this. You know, 10 years at one track, as you said, at Halifax, and I just decided, literally overnight, I've had enough of this. I mean, I'm very lucky that Belleville came along and offered me a great job, and I never looked back really. I've enjoyed it. Well, I enjoyed it then, but I didn't enjoy the routine and the travelling up and down. I mean, now, travelling up and down kills me. I don't know like everybody else, but it's dreadful. But that's the way it's gone.
I'm going to ask you finally, because you had a glittering career, you appeared in, I think, 4 World Championships, you were British champion, but also you got to manage the England team and took them to success as well. What do you think was your highlight, and what would you say was your greatest memory? Was it on the track, or was it as a team manager? Was it the British title, or was it your exploits with the England team?
Well, I have had a nice career, and I've had a few highs, and a lot of highs, and a few lows really, so it's hard to put. I mean, I can't say I'm particularly over the moon about winning the British Championship. I certainly weren't the best rider on the night, it was a fact. But when you looked in, and I thought to myself, well, I deserve this for the 10 years I've had, virtually. Never dropped below 10 points average in 10 years, and I thought, well, I deserve this for the effort I've put in to get here. You know, and I've had a bit of luck on the way, as we know, but that's the way it goes. And obviously I smashed my hand quite bad, and that will play up again. And so, I think no really big issues. I mean, I think winning the World Team Cups were good when we had such a lean time before that. And to be fair, we've had such a lean time since. We've been very successful in the pairs, as we know, but when you're not being successful with the Team Cup, you're trying to string 4 riders was good to right for England, but I think Poole got the missing link in young, you know what I'm talking about, really. John's fantastic. What a lovely lad as well. He's got the guts, he's got the ability. He stays at the big time, and believe we have a big this morning, he likes it. And if you're enjoying it, he's going up, which is good. So we probably could have 4 good riders that will be good enough to lift the World Team Cup. And I hope John's one of them. I'm sure he would be if I was selecting him anyway.
It takes a great rider to know a great rider, so I know that's coming from the heart. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for what I regard as a legend, Eric Boocock, everyone.
Well, thanks for having me, Pete. And when you say legend, I'm more like a legend.
Well, great to hear there from what they can honestly describe as a legend of the sport, Eric Boocock, and of course with his brother Nigel made a fantastic pairing of England internationals in their highlights of their racing career. And I remember Eric Boocock coming here, and I think it was 1969 or 1970, when he was number 1 at Halifax. He went to the card. People couldn't get near him. He was just so sharp from the gate. They say Ivan Major was a good gaiter. Well, Eric Boocock, I think, would probably give him a good run for his money. And it was great to see Eric down here, and also had the privilege of seeing him racing up at the Shay in Halifax, where he spent the majority of his racing career, all his racing career in fact, and what a tiger he was around that track. So it's good to have Eric, and a good opportunity during the break to hear from one of the legends of the sport. Speaking of legends of the sport, is a legend of Poole Speedway there on the left, Richard Lawson. In his 3 seasons here, he's become an integral part of the setup, and the fans absolutely adore him. He's rely upon Richard to produce big scores every week and everywhere. It's no wonder that he's such a popular rider to book in as a guest. Tobias THOMSEN, just gone past him, helmet on, no doubt thinking about what is to come, and what is to come will be another race, certainly down in Heat 14. Maybe he'll be going again in Heat 12. We don't know. We'll get the confirmation for that. But THOMSEN, absolutely man of steel. Has had some awful crashes here over the course of the season, but just seems to get up, shrug his shoulders, limp back to the pits, and turns up the following week ready to go again. So surprise signing THOMSEN, but when he's on form, and we need him to get back to a little bit of form really, if you're a Pirate supporter, then he is one tough cookie. There we are, a little bit of work going on with Ben Cook's bike there. Fans on bend 3, it's their preferred spot. Got a choice there of being on the rail or step back under cover if that was better for weather-wise. Gary May through the railings there, Plymouth team manager, no doubt plotting the Pirates' downfall on Saturday night when they go to the Coliseum to take on the Gladiators. Interesting to see who the Gladiators bring in as a guest rider at number 1. Funnily enough, they have used Troy Batchelor as a guest rider at the Coliseum in the past, but with a meeting on the Sunday back up in the northwest, whether Troy would want to do 2 on the bounce like that is debatable. Here's Paul Starke here and getting ready to go again. Paul looks warm, doesn't he? Looks like he's perspiring. That's a nice way of putting it. And Ben Trigger, having done his duty for the Ben Fund. Thank you, Ben. It's jog back to the pits, because in the programme I think he is the next rider out with Ben Cook in heat number 12 on the Poole side. Here we are, people in the grandstand stretching their legs whilst the tractor goes around and finishes its duties. And that looks to me like young Sam McGURK. Sam, who's been drafted into the British Under-19 Championship, which is coming up at Oxford fairly soon. Oh, I think it's September actually, 22nd of September, so a little way off yet. But Sam, who's had a season at Workington, finding his feet in the Championship League and also in the National League as well. And there we have a side view of Richard Lawson's GM. Now I think with the tractor still doing a few laps, we've got an opportunity to bring you a race from the past. So let's throw over to video technology and see what we get.
Our lineup for Heat 14 in Gate 1 is that man Sam Hagen, 11+1 for him tonight for the Pirates. Gate 2 in white, Klaus Vissin for the Comets. In Gate 3 in red is Zach Cook for the Pirates. And in Gate 4 is Selina Liebman in yellow. Undoubtedly the best lady rider in the world at this particular moment in time. And great to see her here in British Speedway and in the championship. So here we go then, heat 14, our penultimate heat, and away we go. Super start for Hagen, pushes out Vissin goes wide, cuts back under Hagen, who got in all sorts of mess, and takes the lead. So it's now down to Zach Cook to chase Klaus Vissin. This is the Klaus Vissin we were expecting to see all evening. Hasn't quite worked out that way for him. For sure the points would have been a lot closer had the veteran Dane had a slightly better night, but he'll be over the moon to be finding some pace and ending on a good night for him. Zach Cook's trying 2 or 3 different lines here. Almost gets under him. Vissin shuts the door, but drifts through. Zach's in mid-track. He's spinning up in no man's land, but as we come round to the line, it's going to be another run to the line. Cook gets it. Cook definitely gets that. What a move.
Well, there you go. That was a little bit of action from earlier on this season in the BSN Trophy, where Zach Cook there just got the better of Klaus Vissin on the last corner in a elbow-to-elbow ding-dong race. As you can see, the tractor is still out doing its thing, but I don't think it's going to be too long before it returns to pit lane and we can crack on with heat number 12 of tonight's meeting. Just an update that we've received from Oxford this evening, Oxford and Glasgow, as previously mentioned. It's Oxford 31 and Glasgow 23, 31-23. But for Oxford, unfortunately, influential reserve Luke Killeen has been withdrawn from the meeting. We're just trying to find out a little bit more about that, but we hope it's not serious, of course, for Luke, but he was in such devastating form here last week with a huge double-figure score from reserve. He is integral to the Cheetahs' chances of topping the table, and we'll have to see and hope that that works out to be okay for Oxford. More phone action. It's Ben Trigger this time up on the top of the gantry, and good viewing position that if you're ever invited to go up there. It's used by the Poole boys mainly, but terrific view over the second bend and the run from the gate into the first bend. Yeah, really good place to watch from, and also to use as a photographic point or a videography point. Great place to take the appropriate snaps. That in a shot there, bike 44, is a young lad called Charlie Southwick. Charlie, who is in the British Youth Championships. He rides a 250 bike, lives locally in Dorset to Poole, and has been getting some after-meeting practice in at Wimborne Road, as well as regular appearances in the British Youth Championship. I know he was at Workington when the round was up there. He's a regular at the Isle of Wight at Barry Bishop's My First Skid Speedway Training School, a great facility there on the Isle of Wight for up-and-coming riders to learn the sport under good guidance. And Charlie Southwick is one of the boys who's over there regularly. Sam Hagen with the Kevlar's half down. 4 rides done for Sam tonight. His night's action is probably completed, and still looking for a little bit more. Sam, he started the season in blistering form, but just a little bit off of where he would like to be. But with rides in the Premiership at Leicester as well as Bellevue in the National Development, he's got plenty of track time, so hopefully he'll ride himself into a good place as the season goes on. So tractor out, more time. Let's dive into the video library and see what we can find for you this time.
15 on gate 1 in white. is Troy Batchelor for the Comets. Gate 2, Tom Brennan in red for the Pirates. Gate 3, Tate Zinski in yellow for the Comets. And in Gate 4, in blue, Richard Lawson, the Rocket Man. Here we go then, heat 15, the last race, and Batch has made another beauty off the inside. Can he command the corner? Brennan's gone high to try and find the dirt, but it looks like Batchelor's got a great setup for up tight. Brennan's coming up the inside now, but Batch looks very quick in white for the Comets. This will please the travelling fans if he can stay there. Drifted slightly wide there, nearly got himself in some problems. Tom Brennan found some drive up the inside of the straight, hits the dirt and the outside and cannons himself on. A super move from Tom Brennan there. This is how he's been riding the last few weeks. The man has so much confidence. The rider in red, Tom Brennan, takes the lead. Now Lawson will have a little look. We're coming now to the last couple of turns. It's a win for Brennan in red. White in second for Batchelor. Blue in third. Richard Lawson at the back. Here's a confirmation of the Heat 15 result. To win for Tom Brennan in red. For the Pirates in second, Troy Batchelor in white. In third in blue was Richard Lawson. In fourth, Tate Zinski.
So there we go, that was another slice of action from the earlier meeting here in the BSN series when Workington were the visitors. And good to see Tate Zinski racing in that one. I know he didn't score any points, but he certainly impressed when he came here, and we look forward to welcoming him back next year when he's recovered fully from his injuries. So we're just waiting for riders to come onto track. The tractor has disappeared into pit bay, and we've got heat number 12 coming your way. We believe there's going to be 2 changes, but we'll confirm that for you once the graphic goes up on screen. Yeah, and that looks very much like Antti VUOLAS there in white, and just behind him in the yellow helmet colour there is going to be Poole Starke, so that will be a programme change, a reserve change in place of Sam McGURK. So the Workington boys are ready to go, and we're hearing also on the Poole side that there's a reserve change, and Tobias THOMSEN will come in, and there he is in the blue helmet as a reserve change for Ben Trigger. So 2 changes then in heat number 12. We'll show you the graphic on screen in just a moment's time, because we know the riders are on the way and the 2-minute time allowance is ticking down. As we resume in this BSN semi-final first leg, Pirates 43, the Comets 23. So we've got 4 races to go. 4 races for the Pirates to extend that advantage, or for the Comets to claw it back to make the second leg up there in Cumbria something really special to look forward to. Here's your graphic for this particular heat, sponsored by Fry's Electrical. Gate number 1, the change, programme change, reserve change is Poole Starke riding in yellow for the Comets. Next door to him in the red helmet colour for the Pirates is the skipper Ben Cook. Then we go to gate number 3, riding in white for the Comets is Antti VUOLAS, and on gate number 4 in the blue helmet colour for the Pirates, another reserve change. Ben Trigger steps out and Tobias THOMSEN comes in for the ride. So we've got Ben Cook in red running on 3 race wins out of 3 so far. No doubt hoping to bring up the 4 ride maximum. But he's got Poole Starke inside of him. Starke, who's made a couple of sharp starts so far this evening. see if he can hold the Aussie back, and Antti VUOLAS there starting to get into the swing of Wimborne Road. So there we go, we've got the riders at the tapes. Engine noises rising, green light shows, and away they go to the first corner. Ben Cook hasn't got off the line. There's a bike problem for Cook. Sweeping round the outside there is Tobias THOMSEN in blue, so Antti VUOLAS is your race leader. Tobias THOMSEN is running in second place. He's running in first place now because he's whipped up the inside of VUOLAS, so that's great work from Tobias THOMSEN. So THOMSEN leads, VUOLAS second, Poole Starke distant back third. And the Danish trier is really come to the party in this one. Whether he knew Ben Cook was out of the race or not and upped his game, we'll never know. But at the moment, rider in blue, Tobias THOMSEN, leads Antti VUOLAS with a nice pass from the back. Poole Starke a little bit off the pace, but running a safe third place for 1 point. Last two bends, let's call them home. A win for the rider in blue ahead of white. And finally, yellow. Blue, white, yellow. Now, we will see the start again, but I think we have to keep our eyes now on what Tobias THOMSEN's going to get up to. He does do some unusual celebrations when he wins a race. Is he going to treat the crowd to something tonight? Well, here we go. Let's watch. Okay, so the result of heat number 12, a win for a rider in blue for the Pirates, Tobias THOMSEN. Second place in white for the Comets was Antti VUOLAS, and third in yellow for the Comets, Poole Starke. Fourth finish, or no finish, for Ben Cook in red with a motor failure on the line. Heat shares 3 to each team. Progressively, Pirates 46. They win the meeting ahead of Comets 26. 46-26. So there we go. You can see the race underway. You can see, or you can't see, Ben Cook, who's just rolled to a halt after about 20 metres. And then it's down to Tobias THOMSEN. What can he do? Well, he found a way round and he's on the white line to nip in front of Antti VUOLAS and to go on and take a victory. Heat number 13, the big guns in action as always in this one.
Heat 12 was sponsored by Fry's Electrical for comprehensive electrical service.
Pirates big guns at the tapes, and on the inside starting position in the red helmet colour is the unbeaten Richard Lawson. Next door in white for the Comets is the unlucky Craig Cook, hoping for better fortune this time, no doubt. Then in blue from gate number 3 for the Pirates is Tom Brennan, and on the outside starting position in yellow for the Comets is Troy Batchelor. So there we are, 4 excellent championship heat leaders going across the gate in head-to-head combat. Heat 13 always a good one wherever you may watch your racing, and this one promises to be no exception. Richard Lawson just digging his way in. And taking his time. He's got under 35 seconds to do it, but that should be plenty of time. And this heat is sponsored by Global Heating. Riders now pulling up to their allotted places. Starting marshal's happy, he moves away. Green lights on, takes her up, and away they go to the first corner. And yeah, Craig Cook there makes a good one off of gate number 2. He's ahead of Richard Lawson. And then seeking a bit of drive through the inside is Tom Brennan now. Can Craig hold him back? I probably can. Or can he hold Lawson back? Well, the answer is no, because Lawson finds a line up the inside. It leaves a gap for Brennan, and Brennan does Craig Cook for speed around the inside turn. So no 5-1 for the Pirates. Richard Lawson leads Tom Brennan, leads Craig Cook. Heat 13 always delivers, and the gain for the Pirates tonight in this one, it certainly has. Richard Lawson leads it out. Tom Brennan in second place. Craig Cook riding right around the inside line. He in white helmet, just third place at the moment, and Troy Batchelor just completing the field. A few lengths back at the back of the pack. So here they come to finish off. Red, blue, white, yellow, your finishing order. Red, blue, white, yellow. Another race with a fair amount of passing to enjoy. We will do that on replay in a second. But the big guns fire their big cannons at the Comets in this one. Richard Lawson there with his celebrations and a race win. Puts 4 race wins together tonight. Here's your official result in Heat 13. Richard Lawson in red, your race winner for the Pirates. Second place for the Pirates in blue is Tom Brennan, and third in white, after a good start, was Craig Cook for the Comets. Is a 5-1 in favour of the Pirates. They lead the meeting 51 points to 27. Let's take a look at this heat number 13, all action. Craig Cook fast away, but what happens then? Well, let's follow the action as they head into the first corner with Craig Cook there down on the inside line, but it's Tom Brennan who's finding a lot of drive, and rather than outside line, he switches to the inside. It's forcing Craig just away off the inside line. He locks slightly, but that lock allows Richard Lawson to shunt through on the white tight line, and Brennan, he follows through on the tight line as well. That was it. That was all she wrote. 51-27. Here we are on screen. Good to see you. Hope you're feeling well. We certainly are doing a good job for you. Hope you're enjoying it. Let's go to Heat 14 then. No changes that we've been informed of. We've got Zach Cook in the race, the red helmet colour. He's sitting on a paid maximum, 3 rides and 3 paid wins so far. Can he go the whole hog? Let's recap the riders across the gate. In the inside position on gate number 1, it's Drew Kemp for the Comets. Tobias THOMSEN after that interesting win in heat number 12. Well, he goes again now in the blue helmet colour off of gate number 2 for the Pirates. Paul Starke out again for another outing for the Comets in yellow gate 3, and Zach Cook on the outside with, as I say, 6 and 3 under his belt so far. He'll have his work cut out from that gate to get a race win with Drew Kemp on 1 and Paul Starke inside him, but tenacious as ever will be Zach Cook. Very quiet, unassuming young man, but very thoughtful in the way that he races a speedway bike. So heat number 14, sponsored by Maidment Properties. Riders just coming to order at the starting line, and then we'll be off and running. Goes around the outside, and Thompson on the inside. Great work from Thompson from the gate to shut down Drew Kemp, and it allowed Zach Cook the run around the outside. So Cook's away, Thompson in second place. Drew Kemp, I think, drifting to the back of the field at the moment, allowing Poole Starke into third. So there we go. It's reversed itself again at the back with Kemp now chasing up Tobias THOMSEN. Up front, Zach Cook going well. Going to keep his unbeaten tag at this rate. Tobias THOMSEN there working hard for his points. He's had a much better night tonight than recent weeks, and he's got Drew Kemp pegged back in third place with Paul Starke at the back. So they come round the final corners, let's call them home, red, blue, white and yellow. Red, blue, white and yellow. It's another big one for the Pirates at 5-1. And Tobias THOMSEN doing all the hard work out of the traps to peg Drew Kemp to the line, and it allowed young Zach Cook the run around the outside. So here they come. They're going to get the applause of people here in the stand, and so they should be. Now, what's he going to do this time? Well, there were a few showmen about in Eric Boocock's era, but this man is trying to take the showmanship to another level. And when he does, well, don't people love him? Tobias THOMSEN, everybody. Here's your official result then on heat number 14, and a win for Zach Cook to complete an unbeaten night by an opponent so far. Red helmet colour for the Pirates. Second place in blue, Tobias THOMSEN, also with the Pirates. Third place in white, Drew Kemp for the Comets. And the fourth finisher was Poole Starke. 5-1 heat advantage to the home side. They lead the meeting at 56 points to 28. 56-28 after 14 heats. And nominated riders race to come. Pirates choosing gate positions.
Poole Starke, and that 5-1 with 1 to go makes it 56 to the Pirates, 28 to the Comets.
He's one of those frustrating riders. He can be brilliant, or he can be absolutely, I don't know what the word is really, frustrating. Richard Lawson in the pits, getting the tear-offs on the goggles, so that probably means that he's on for the run anyway. And Tobias THOMSEN there just having words with Danny Ford, who's looking after the team tonight. Well, as I say, frustrating rider, but great fun to watch. There he is, thumbs up from Tobias, and we should thumbs up back to him really, because he's had a great night. Unfortunately, the Comets are heading in the same direction that they were last time they came, and that to me is a great surprise. I thought that with the top 5 that they put together tonight, with good guests in post, they would be able to do a bit better than they did last time. Remember, it was 61-29. It could end up the same way this time round, and I'm really hopeful for the Comets' sake that it doesn't end up that way round, because two-legged meetings with one-sided score make things a little bit different in the restaging or the second legs. There's your Poole Pirates score chart. First of all, Richard Lawson with the 4 rides and 4 wins for a total of 12. Sam Hagen finished off 3-1 from his 4. Ben Cook with 9 from his 4 rides, the engine failure wrecking the card. Zach Cook 9-3. Tom Brennan 11-1. Tobias THOMSEN 9-1. Trigger 3-1 over with the Comets. Craig Cook on 3. Jason Edwards 6-2. Antti VUOLAS 6. Drew Kemp 2, Troy Batchelor 4, Sam McGURK 0, Poole Starke 7-1. Sorry to rush through, but riders are on the way already for heat number 15. And obviously we want to show you those boys coming out on track and get the graphic up at the earliest opportunity, so that you can fill your programs in if that's the way you want to do it. So the clock's ticking down, 1:18 now, and we've got all 4 riders out to give it a go, and we'll give you the full lineup across the gate in a moment. I think you can see on screen there Richard Lawson and Tom Brennan for the Pirates, Craig Cook and Antti VUOLAS there for the visitors. The full official lineup goes like this, with the Pirates off of gates 1 and 3. Richard Lawson takes gate number 1, red helmet for the Pirates. Next door to him, Craig Cook in white for the Comets. Then gate 3 in blue, Tom Brennan for the Pirates. And on gate number 4 in yellow is Antti VUOLAS. So there we go. That is your lineup for the 15th race of the evening, the nominated riders race in this BSN semi-final. which is heading towards a very satisfactory win if you're a Pirates supporter, and a little bit of a worry if you're a Comet, because these two Pirates could do even more damage to that existing scoreline. Here we go then. Stanley Marshall moves away, green lights on, takes her up, and off they go to the first corner. Richard Lawson there is pretty hard over on Craig Cook, but Craig Cook is again going to be pushed away by Tom Brennan. Can Brennan do what he did in the previous one? No, he can't, but he's hot on Craig Cook's tail. Richard Lawson there tucked into third, Antti VUOLAS at the back, but as we've said before, when Craig Cook gets to the front, he is a very difficult man to reel in, and he's doing his team proud here in heat number 15. So Cook leads it. Tom Brennan runs in second place. Never giving up, Tom Brennan. He's trying his hardest. Richard Lawson is running third, and fourth place rider at the moment, Antti VUOLAS. So here comes Craig Cook. He's pushing up some roost into the face of Tom Brennan. Tom Brennan isn't going to be able to get there, I don't think, because we'll call them home. White, blue, red, yellow. White, blue, red, yellow. Correction, white, blue, red. Yes, white, blue, red, yellow. Sorry about that. And a point share in the last heat with Craig Cook taking a race win on behalf of his Comets. Here come all the riders, deserving of everybody's applause here in the grandstand, and a bit of a tale of what might have been for Workington had Craig Cook gone through without too many mechanical problems. Here's your Heat 15 result. Finally a win in white for Craig Cook. Second in blue was Tom Brennan. Third in red was Richard Lawson, and Antti VUOLAS was the fourth finisher. 3-3 the heat result, 59 and 31 the final score in the meeting. So Pirates there, 28 points to take to Cumbria in 10 days' time for the second leg of this fixture. Part of the Northern Tour, of course, for the Pirates, because they'll be at Edinburgh the previous evening, then on to Workington on the Saturday. Down there on the centre we've got the Pirates gathering, and they will name their the match sponsors will name their rider of the night shortly.
Third in red was Richard Lawson, and fourth in yellow, Antti VUOLAS. 3 to each side gives us a final total, and a very fine.
So there we go, your final scores on the evening. Richard Lawson gets paid 14 from 5 rides. Sam Hagen paid 4 from 4. Ben Cook with 9 from 4. Zach Cook 9 and 3, paid maximum from 4 rides. Tom Brennan 13 and 1 from 5. Tobias THOMSEN, good night for him, 9 and 1 from 5. And Ben Trigger with a useful 3 and 1 at guest reserve. Over with the Comets, Craig Cook 6 points from 4 rides. Jason Edwards 6 and 2 from 4 rides. Antti VUOLAS 6 from 5. Drew Kemp 2 from 4. Troy Batchelor 4 from 4. Sam McGURK no score from 3, and Paul Starke got 7 and 1 from 6 rides. Don't forget that the next live stream for the Pirates you can watch on Gladiators TV. It's on Saturday the 24th of August, 7 o'clock start down at the Coliseum, so tune in to Gladiators TV. And the riders come through now to have their interviews in front of the grandstand. Don't forget our next home stream on Pirates TV will be Richard Lawson's testimonial, 1st of September. It's a 5 o'clock start, that meeting, so it'll be great fun to have everybody watching in.
What a contrast.
Yeah, it was a bit of an up and down night to start with, but making good starts and almost 2 good apparently, but it's a good night, solid team performance, and yeah, it's real bounce back from last week.
No harm done when you hit the deck. It looked unfortunate, and I don't know, maybe you saw it differently, but at the end you got up and walked away. Hopefully nothing too serious.
Yeah, it was a bit of a funny one that, but yeah, it is what it is, and yeah, went out and got the paper in anyway, so don't matter.
It'll work for us. Give it up for Zach Cook, everyone. Let's have a word with the skipper first of all. Next in line, Ben Cook. Ben, after last week, we asked the boys to bounce back, and you've done exactly that. Right up until the last few heats, 4 of our riders unbeaten by an opponent. That's an amazing record.
Yeah, you know, can't complain with the boys' efforts tonight. They really dug deep, and we needed to. Workington have a solid team, and yeah, fair play. We got the job done, which is nice, and had a good point lead going into their place. So yeah, can't complain at all.
Absolutely. Pirates have still got a bit to do in the league championship, of course. They've got a couple of away meetings. They're going to be big. Pirates are now set better in the mood to take on the Plymouth Gladiators and the Edinburgh Marks.
Yeah, a couple to go, and it's all game time. It's the most important part of the season now. Get to the top of the table if we can. If not, we're there ready to go, and whoever we've got to verse, that's who it's got to be. So yeah, ready to go, and hopefully we can do the treble this year. It'd be nice.
That would be our aim. Thank you to Ben Cook, who ran the great captain's race. Well, who next from this man? Give it up for Tobias THOMSEN. Tobias, quite a turnaround tonight, and I've got to say, you were delighted. We're delighted to see you back on track. Celebrating is what we want to see. Quite a change from last week and the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we worked hard to find something who works for me, and I really got to say it's a team effort because they helped me last night with another engine, and we tested that out, and really it worked good. So yeah.
Okay, and sorry, you were saying you had a new engine this week?
Yeah. I rented one from Richard, and you know Richard starts around there. As you can see, it's quite fast for me as well. So yeah, thanks for that.
All right, good to see you. Give it up for Tobias THOMSEN. We'll have one more word, or maybe 2 more words. Yeah, let's have it for our number 1, Richard Lawson. Richard, I've got to say that heat 13, that pass, you made room for Tom, and a busload of us to go with you. Tell us your side of the story on heat 13.
Yeah, well, I watched Ben's race where he went for the inside round 3 and 4, and when I was behind, I was like, right, I'm going to try and replicate what the captain just done, and got plenty of drive, and as I was coming past Cookie, I thought, alright, I can try and just squeeze him up a little bit here, and hopefully Tom will follow through, and he did, so yeah, another epic 5-1.
Fantastic job. Very quick word, because we're not here next Wednesday, but the next time we're here we're celebrating your testimonial. How about that? Are we all coming to the testimonial? Yeah,
I think they are. Yeah, that sounds great. I'm getting nervous already, but the day's getting closer and closer, and a lot of organisation got into it, but hopefully many of you can come out, and hopefully we'll have a good day.
Fantastic, great job tonight, well done, Richard Lawson. And I will tell you the rider of the night, we've already spoken to him, so here's a surprise. The rider of the night, Tobias THOMSEN. I'll catch a quick word while Tobias is receiving his, because we want to hear from this man. He's gone from star to stellar. It is, of course, Tom Brennan. Tom, tonight, all the guys we were discussing earlier on who was going to be rider of the night, and we just couldn't pick a rider because everybody was so much on form, in particularly yourself.
Yeah, Toby really I deserve that. I mean, he's obviously worked really hard behind the scenes, made some pretty big investments, and you can definitely see the outcome now. So obviously, massive congratulations to him, and he fully deserves rider of the night. And the team managed to come together really good, which is the main thing for us, and everybody helped each other out, especially after that little bit of a wake-up call we had last week. So we're here, we're ready, and we're obviously ready for the finals.
This team's really working together as a team, and I know that several of you were here last night doing a few laps and getting some practice in. It's a real team effort.
Massive team effort. I mean, you only have to look at the club to kind of know that all we want to do is win, right? So we're here, everybody's helping, and me and Ben yesterday tried to kind of advise as much as we could, and same with Zach. So we're all trying to get everybody firing, and you can really see the results today. So we're definitely not finished yet. We're obviously going to come back even stronger, and everybody's starting to click now.
Pirates have sent a message. Thank you, Tom Brennan. let's not leave anyone else while you're here. Let's have a quick word for this man. Things are looking up at last for Sam Hagon. Sam, things are looking up. You gave us a bit of a heart-stopping moment in heat 6. Lifted coming off turn 2, but it got you all the way into second place, and that was good going.
It was going up at the start as well. I think it was two scary moments really, but it was more of an improvement. I didn't mess up the 8, which is why I should have won or played win, but it's, you know, it's getting a bit better. I feel like I was a bit better on the bike as well. Starts are a bit more consistent-ish, so there's a bit of improvement, and hopefully next week, Saturday and Wednesday will be the big ones.
I hope so too. Great to see you back into scoring points. Sam Hagon, everyone. I can't leave out one man. Ben Trigger, everyone. Ben, nice to see you in the Pirates suit, and you're happy to be here and contributing, scoring points for the Pirates.
Yeah, always. It's always a nice pleasure to come here and ride. It's a track I don't get to ride a lot, and I do enjoy it. So it's always nice to be in Poole colours, and you know, obviously scoring in every race. So can't really do much more than that.
And I think you were part of having a little go around as well yesterday.
Yeah, you know, I got invited up just to do a couple of practice laps and you know, get some stuff sorted out for today, and you know, I think it worked a little bit. So yeah, obviously thank you to Daniel. They got it involved.
He may have been a guest rider, but his commitment was there. Give it up for Ben Trigger. The last word then from our promoter, the man in charge. He wants to give you a few words. Dan Ford!
I just want to quickly say thank you to everyone, but a big shout out to Toby. He's been going through some stuff and he made a massive commitment to come in early yesterday, flying early, practice. Obviously he's made a financial commitment to get his engine off rich as well. So I really just want to say that man's a great guy, and he's determined to his West County as well. He's been struggling a little bit, but those are awards tonight, and hopefully you can see that going into the playoffs is going to be an asset for us.
Fantastic, nice words indeed, and thanks for sharing that with us. Dan Ford, everyone. All right, set your diaries for Sunday, the 1st of September, 5 o'clock.
So there you are, that's the interviews concluded, and from everybody on the Pirates TV crew, with Rob Haywood on the main camera, Paul Hague roaming, myself, Rob Dyer, the stadium presenter Nigel, Leahy, Andy Hague down in the dungeon, our graphics powered by Candy Soft, and the rider images from Dave Payne. We say thank you very much indeed for tuning in tonight. Workington fans, you might be pleased to know that Glasgow lost 55-35 at Oxford to help your league position. It may be a nice comfort as you head back to Cumbria tonight. So from myself, Rob Dyer, and all the crew, good night, and we'll see you next time, which is Richard Lawson's testimonial here at Poole Stadium, or Pirates at Plymouth on Gladiators TV. Good night.
He went inside, outside, he weighed him up, he looked for the gap, and he burst through it.